Who gonna check a guy like that? A 5'10", 5'11" guy walking around smashing everything in sight. Who's gonna check a guy like that?
Correct.
You know what I mean? But since you spoke on it, you already gave number one. Let's give me these other four.
Okay. Tyson 1, Marvin Hagler 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. I know that this is going to kind of shock some people, but Zab Judah 3.
Whoa, Zab?
Yeah, Zab.
Okay.
I put Muhammad Ali on my list.
Okay.
But
I feel like I'm talking with that.
But because I wasn't able to actually witness and only see, his footage on video and things of that nature, I don't think that, don't get me wrong, he was a bad man, but I don't think that that his fight game holds the place in my heart the way that the rest of these guys
That's
do.
fine. You don't even have to explain it because it's your list. It's your specific list. Like it's catered to you, not to the world. That's your list. That's your specific list. You speak it.
So we went Tyson, Marvin Hagler, Zab, Floyd, because I didn't necessarily like him in the beginning, but I grew to appreciate his defensive style later, in life, and Chico and Corrales. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my man's, bro. Like,
okay.
So that's my top 5.
Okay. All right.
And that's strictly, on fighting style, the excitement that these guys had. I feel like Zab is on that list, and he's another one I feel like didn't reach his potential, but he was the first lefty. He was the first southpaw that I really had an appreciation for, and just how quick the jab would come out and how crisp it was. It was a thing of beauty to me, bro. And I feel like he was on his way. If he'd have had a better training camp, he was on his way to giving Floyd his first loss.
Yeah, because to me, from watching that Floyd Zab fight, I was like, oh shit, Zab may be faster than he is.
He was faster that night, bro. Like
I was looking at like, oh shit. But you know what? I think it was easy to distract Zab.
Yeah.
I think it was easy to distract Zab. No disrespect, but I think it was easy to distract Zab. And I also think, no disrespect to his pops, I think he should have had a different trainer.
Yeah.
I think he should have had a different trainer. But when you say the jab come out quick, I also think of a guy named Pernell Whitaker who was just like, yeah, man, you kind of that guy.
Hey.
That guy, Yeah. That was the guy right there.
Yeah, man.
That was that guy. That was the guy.
And it goes back to what I was speaking about earlier about how certain guys, like I don't think he got the recognition he should have gotten while he was here.
Correct.
In peace. But
correct.
Certain guys, give the so-called greats fits, and he gave a lot of cats some fits. You know what I'm saying?
All of the greats. All of the greats. Oscar De La Hoya, because I feel like he may have won that fight.
Oh, he did, but that lets you know the machine that De La Hoya had.
We know about the machine and we know how it go, okay? Because when you watch him fight Julio Cesar Chavez, I have watched that fight over a dozen times. And every time I watch it, I do not see nowhere in watching that fight where Julio Cesar Chavez wins that fight. I have watched that fight numerous amounts of time. And I've never sat there, or I can't say never. I can't come to grips with saying that uh, Chavez truly won that fight, bro. Never ever.
No.
Never. I don't ever see myself going, yo, he won that fight.
No.
Even when he went to France and he fought the other guy, what was the other guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. He went over in France. He fought him. The first fight, you could clearly see he won the fight.
God, man, it's on the tip of my tongue, bro.
I think his name might have been Chavez too. I don't know, but he fought that guy, beat him, and they gave him a draw or a loss, and then he fought him again, and he came out. He went right to him.
Yeah,
went right to him. It was all speed the whole time, and it wasn't the backing up and lateral speed, but it was. But what he did was he came out. He would get his off, and he would stand in front of him and give him a lateral move. I was like, oh, he playing with you.
Yeah,
With you, buddy. You gonna have to deal with that all night.
Yeah, and that's because I think he knew he beat him the first time.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell yeah. As a boxer, once you have shared the ring with a person, now you just know what they're capable of. Because now, as the thinker in the ring, as the boxer, you already know what they're capable of doing, what they're not capable of doing. I've already shared blood, sweat, and tears with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I already know what you're capable of doing. I know what round you break down. I know how you breathe. I know everything about you in there.
Exactly.
You left a part of you in there with me. I know what's up with you now. You know what I mean? So he came out the next fight and he went right back to work. I forgot the fighter's name, man. They fought in France and you could clearly see like he was disgusted. He's like, yo, they just robbed me, man.
I'm gonna research it, man, because like I said, I can see it. I just can't think of the name off the top of my head because it's so long ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He had two great fights with what's my man name from New York? Buddy McGirt.
Yeah, McGirt.
Buddy McGirt said in one of the interviews, he said he still feel the body shots from Pernell. I was like, God damn. He's like, man, he said he's underrated. He said, man, when that motherfucker hit me to the body, man, he said he just took everything out of me, man. And he was like, really, buddy? He was like, oh, he just started making noise. He's like, oh. He said, oh, that motherfucker. He said, man, he said underrated. He said, but Pernell was a good body puncher. Yeah. He said he hit you so hard and so fast that you didn't even know it. By the time you felt it, you already knew it was a pain. And I was sitting there laughing. And he was like, he's like, I'll say it one more time for y'all. He said, Pernell Whitaker could throw to the body, man.
Yeah.
But when you go back and look at his fights, like early on, he would bang on the inside, man.
Oh, he was cleaning cats up, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Bang on the inside.
Yeah, man.
But Pernell is one of my favorites. All right. So I'll give you Pernell Whitaker.
All
right. The GOAT to me, which would be Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
All right, not Leonard. The OG.
Right.
OG, you know. Who else after that? I have to put... See, and this is the problem with doing a five. I have two people that can share a spot. It will be Marco Antonio Barrera.
Okay.
And Eric Morales. Like they could share a spot.
Out of those two, I would probably lean towards Morales, but okay. I can see how, you know.
So why would you lean towards Morales?
I just think that he was a cleaner fighter. I think he was more his style. When you talk about the Mexican style of fighting, I feel like he embodied that, bro, because, you know, he had a long reach. And he was coming for you, you know, and he would take some shots. I saw him take a lot of shots to give a couple, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just think that he put on better in-ring performances to me, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But as you can see, like it's, you know, it's subjective, bro. Like
it is. It's all about fighters. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. But so
I didn't mean to cut you off though, bro. Like,
huh?
I said I didn't mean to cut you off. You were saying,
"Oh, you good? Because I wanted to know why. Because I'm a big fan. I shouldn't say big fan. but I love to see Barrera fight. Like all his like as many fights as I could watch, I would watch them. And the other thing about people I don't think they understood is he went from a brawler to a boxer, to a boxer brawler. Like they told him like, yo, just stop brawling, bro. Like if you would just box and bang, like you would get these guys out of here. And as he started to figure it out, it was like a beautiful display of boxing, but he was just like setting you up, like you gonna walk into it. And that left hook to the body that he had was beautiful, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
That left hook to the body that Barrera had was awesome. Which brings me to not my fourth, but I also want to put another guy in there, Salvador Sanchez, who was I think he would have been a great before his untimely demise in a car accident, because I watched some of his fights against Danny Boy and Wilfredo Gomez and some of the other fights he had. Man, that boy was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful when I would watch him box. I was like, yo, and remember at the time, I'm starting to glove up, you know what I mean? So I'm watching all this stuff and I'm looking at all the tape and I'm watching all them, like them, all them my favorites, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at like, how does he do that? How does he do that? Trying to pick it all up. So number 4, as we move on, who would be my number 4? I think Archie Moore.
Okay.
I think Archie Moore would be number 4 because he's a god. He's like the king. That's where Sugar Ray Robinson, and Muhammad Ali got. That's where they got their shit from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
I think that when you think about him, you instantly, I think from a boxing perspective, you instantly go to his footwork. You know what I mean? Because he was light on his feet. You know, I think so many times people just kind of focus on the punching power, or you know, how they the physical attributes, that I don't think that they look at the actual science of it and how light on his feet he really was. You know what I mean? Because your footwork.
Archie Moore.
Archie Moore.
Yeah, and that style he had, the way he would do it, the jabbing, and then he would shell up.
Yeah.
Get in, and it would look like he wasn't gonna throw a punch, and then it was actually the setup to get the punch off. You know, I think his style was so crazy, the way he could angle his feet in and maneuver a certain way to get you. I just look at all that stuff like, yo, that take a lot of fucking work. Or even like when I would watch, because you said Hagler, even when I would watch Hagler, and he would jab his way in and he would duck in. And what he would do is he would pin your arms up against your own body, and then he would step out. Bang, 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 you know what I mean? And he would start throwing punches. And before you looked up, you had took like 4 or 5 punches to the body, to the head, and he fucked you up. You know what I mean? Like it's details like that. When they say the sweet science, it's very small things like that that you have to be aware of and pay attention to. Like this guy is not really trying to hold you, like he's trying to get inside and pin your, you know what I'm saying, pin your arms to your body, and he want to get his shots off, man. Stuff like that I just pay attention to. Wow. Number 5, who would my number 5 be? I don't know. I would like to put Floyd in there because he had 2 different careers. He had Pretty Boy Floyd, and then he had Money Mayweather. I guess I could give it to him, but I would think it would have to be 5A and 5B.
Yeah.
It would have to be 5A and 5B. Same, and in no particular order, because I don't really have an order. I feel like any day of the week, if I pick any of the guys that I just named, I could go to war with them, and they gonna bang out. I don't know, man. But outside of that, I think James Toney was a dope ass boxer too, man.
Yeah, I don't think he gets the recognition that he deserves. I think anybody that's able to step in the ring and kind of hold their own the way he was able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like deserves, you know, a bit of recognition. I just think that he didn't have a personality that they wanted to give him that push. You know what I'm saying? But he was a dope fighter, you know. Absolutely. And he didn't just do it in one weight class either. You know what I mean?
I would have liked to see him stop at cruiserweight maybe go back down to light heavyweight, but it just seemed like he cared more about, um, just fighting more than, training and being at a certain weight class. But I would have loved to see him stay at like 168 or 175. Man, that boy was so fucking bad, man.
He was.
He was so bad. But one thing I learned about boxing was that, and it's not to say that he did this, but you got to be careful with sparring wars, because you can find yourself in the gym banging out hard every day or every other day, and your mind starts to slip and your reflexes become slower and slower. So you got to be very careful with all the sparring and everything. And I learned that on my own. That was just not something I was just told. That was something that I saw firsthand from watching these guys. Supposed to just be doing light work, you know what I mean? And one guy get tagged and somebody go, ooh, and then now the guy went, I got to get my leg back. So it go from getting my leg back to a whole goddamn fight, you know what I mean? So it was just something you watching, like, I'll do that maybe once or twice a week, but I ain't doing that every day. And I seen guys going in and try to do that shit every day.
Yeah.
Cause he threw me off. Yeah.